Good morning and welcome to a day three action here at the Central Broad Regional Park. In fact, it's day four. We had Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So, wonderful Saturday morning to everyone. Thanks for joining us. We have reached the quarterfinal action. Last night we had two quarterfinals. We have another two today. And we are seeing this morning the U.S. All-Stars. And they are coming up against Tampa Tigers. Samuel Badri is going to open the bowling from the far end. That's the northern end. Let me immediately welcome to the microphones Vunan Dowlat as the action starts. Winning the toss and batting first. Winning the toss and bowling first, the U.S. All-Stars. A decision that I want to agree with, Vunan.
Good morning, everyone. And yes, Vinod, it's always better to see how the conditions play out early in the morning. I think All Stars did the right thing by inserting the opposition.
Here's Badri again, outside the off stump, pushed away to point. There is no run there. And Hamza Tariq, he is at point. Looking to get into the semi-finals, which will be played later on. These two teams here, if any of them go on to win, they then move into a semi-final clash this evening. Outside the off stump and played a little softer. A direct hit by Hamza Tariq. There is an appeal for a run out. And Samuel Badri is all smiles because he thinks that the umpire was not in the right position. He's indicating to him that. So the score is 1 without loss. And early morning moisture. The ball is going to stop. You're going to get a two-pace pitch early on in the day. Good delivery. Just on and about the off stump, spinning away. Good line so far by Samuel Badri. You will well remember that he took 6 for 17 in the first encounter, including a beaver trick. That's a googly, brilliant delivery. And in a flash, Jaskan Molucha, the U.S. national wicketkeeper, had the bails off.
Yes, Vinod, there's not much cloud overhead, but the sun is out. A little bit overcast conditions, but really clouds a little bit high. Just the sun isn't showing itself. And Badri has taken off right where he left off from the last game there. Spot on, classic Badri.
This one a bit straighter, and it crashes into the pads of Bangji. That's a leg by. So the end of a decent first over by Samuel Badri. Just to remind you, Zishan Qureshi, you can see him in our picture there. He won the toss and decided to bowl first. A good decision for him because the early moisture, you look at the pitch and you can actually see the moisture because it has this dark tinge on it. And the early moisture is not going to be conducive to stroke play.
Definitely. And the outfield as well. The dew seemed to have lingered on slightly with a light breeze, not as we have been accustomed to over the last few days. So it's not drying out as quickly as you would have expected. And therefore, a good decision to insert.
Patel is on 1. Bangi is yet to get off the mark. And Muhammad Ali Khan, the United States poster boy, so to speak, the most popular of the United States cricketers, recently played for the Trinbago Knight Riders in the CPL and was a star performer, and with leading the Knight Riders to that title. Here he goes. Down the leg side, wide signal. Ali Khan got a wicket with the very first delivery in front 15,000 cheering Trinidadians at the Brown Lara Cricket Academy. He sent them wild on that occasion.
I remember that vividly. I was there and it was a tremendous sight. First
You
ball
were there?
up. I was.
Oh, wonderful. I remember Ali visiting my home the night before at that finals, just to have some biryani. And because we take care of our CCUSA players, so under the instructions of Mohammed Qureshi, I had to make sure he was comfortable. So the night before he was at my home and we were speaking, and the very next day when he got that wicket with the first ball, messages started to come through to us, my wife and I, as to what did you all feed this guy last night? And my response at the time, I was actually commentating at the time when he took that wicket, and I said it was biryani. Pushed away on the offside, and that's a single. Score goes on by 1, 4 without loss.
Not to belabor the point, Vinod, but that first ball, that wicket, middle stump, tumbling out, classic fast bowler dismissal, hitting the top of the middle and seeing it cartwheel back to the wicket keeper.
You would have done that a number of times playing for Naprima College. They tell me that you were a fast bowler back in the day for Naprima College.
I remember knocking the stump over, but nothing in the way of having it cartwheel that many times.
Yes, Ali Khan has a tremendous pace. That delivery swings away from the right hander. He's equal to the task. That's coming forward, leaning on it, pushing it away on the offside.
We see the sun now starting to peek its head out. There's about 85% humidity in the air, and that would impact what's happening on the ground at this time.
Ali Khan celebrated his birthday just a couple days ago. Short delivery and not with tremendous pace, just going through to Malhotra.
So gives you some weather information and so on.
Well, I know that there was some talk last night about some inclement weather that might be experienced today. I have a resident weatherman here with me, Vernon Dowlat. So, Vernon, you might be able to bring us up to date. He works in controls at the airport in Canada, so he'll be able to tell us something about that. Ali Khan, a bit too ambitious on that occasion, pounding that one into the track. He's not going to get the response that he normally gets because the pitch is a bit soft with preparation moisture this morning.
Enthusiasm got the better of him there. I think he's trying to test the surface to see what happens. And being young and tear away, just probably a little bit too short.
Ooh, that was a tremendous swing by Ali, but it started too wide and it's called wide by the umpire. 3 wides in this first over. He's finding his range, and when he does, he's quite a handful.
And remember, I mentioned to you about the humidity, so it would impact the way in which the ball would swing. And with experience, Ali would be able to understand that and know how to use that to his benefit at this time of the day.
Again, outside the off stump, closer to the batsman on that occasion, not called wide. And Ali seems to have been bowling this over since last night. 6 without loss. This is over number 2 in progress. Patel is on 1. Bangi is also on 1.
Yes, Vinod, and as you had mentioned about the weather, right now we're bathed in sunshine, in the sunshine state. Unfortunately, after lunch, may not remain that way.
This is a lovely shot by Patel through the covers so far, over pitch by Ali Khan, swinging away from him. He just leant into it and drove it through the vacant cover position down to the boundary for 4. It's the end of an expensive over by Ali Khan, and at the end of it, they score 10 without loss after 2.
Ali Khan still trying to settle down there. Varying conditions even during the course of this over. The sun is now out in its full glory. When Ali Khan started early on, it was a little bit overcast. And as we were talking about the weather with several games on today, after lunch we can expect increased possibility of showers, and by 3 p.m. this afternoon, heading into the semi-final stage of the stuff, we expect that to go above 50-60% possibility of scattered showers and thunderstorms. But right now we're bathed in sunshine, and we have Badri to continue. Ten without loss, 2.1 overs Badri. On the pad on the leg side and tucked neatly away, as a matter of fact, pulled away to the deep backward square leg position for 4. 14 without loss, 2.2 overs. Badri just straight on the leg a little bit there, and Haji took full control of that shot all along the ground, picked the gap nicely, backward of square leg for 4.
So, Vernon, Samuel Badri in action, none for 5. Here he comes now on bowls, and his delivery, the batsman drawing away, trying to get it past the middle of Zishon Qureshi is in the way, and there is no run.
Yeah, Badri just went offline with that last ball there, Vinod. Straight from his classic wicket-to-wicket style, was on the just on the pad and tucked behind backward square leg for 4.
This time he's bowling all over the shop. Samuel Badri gets the wicket, the opening wicket, and that was the googly. He has been very, very effective with that googly in this tournament so far. The wrong one, so they call it. And just outside the off stump, the batsman looking to go downtown. He didn't give allowance for that one coming back into him, probably thinking that it was the regulation leg break. Samuel Badri disguises that googly well, and he strikes. He gets the first wicket.
Yes, classic. And that's why at one point Badri was the #1 T20 bowler in the world. He has that canny ability to disguise his balls when he bowls, and being wicket to wicket, once you miss, he hits. 14 for 1, new batsman in. It's Thompson to face Badri.
Samuel Badri, 6 wickets in the first game, and you particularly enjoyed that there, Vernon.
Oh, it's always good to see the bail being lifted. But I think he was very canny with his delivery there. Twice pitching just on or about off, moving with the classic leg break, and then drifting the googly back in between bat and pad.
Yes, the batsman on that occasion, Banji, not reading that one, and he was looking to go downtown, and just didn't happen. So Badri is continuing, number 35 on his back, and this tournament has really revived his confidence. He has been a bit low on confidence in recent times, and the former world #1 T20 bowler is back in action. Another googly, and this time it's signaled wide, just to the back of the batsman. These days it's really a batsman's game. Anything just outside the leg stump, the batsman can go in his wicket, and it's called wide. Here is Badri again. He comes in and bowls. This is just outside the off stump and taken by Malhotra.
Is Badri getting some additional bounce, you think, there? I'm looking at that one. It went over the batsman's bat as he tried to cut.
Well, that is what I will describe as the two-pace nature of the track. This is cut uppishly and down to the boundary at backward point for 4. The fielder, Hamza Tariq, just couldn't fly high enough in the air to pull that down. It's the end of the over, the end of 3, 19 for 1. Samuel Badri strikes. You were speaking about the bounce, and I'll remind you that the inconsistent two-pace nature of the track early in the morning, because of the preparation, moisture, you're going to get that sometimes.
And this is why it was an outstanding decision to insert the opposition this morning. because of that, you get the opportunity to see that peter out as the sun dries up the track. It starts to play a little bit truer, and the second team that bats on this track would have a much easier time.
Ali Khan is going to continue. He didn't have a good first over. 8 runs coming from it. He was all over the shop, had 3 wides. So he continues here from the southern end, comes in and bowls, and this delivery crashes into the tie pad. So Ali's still trying to find his range. His lines have been off. At times he has overpitched. We saw him overpitching to Patel in the last over, and he was brilliantly driven through cover for 4.
Yes, Vinod, and it's a classic quarterfinal type of match. Both teams seem to be just trying to find their footing here. It's the knockout phase, and just one goes forward from here.
Yes, 20-1. I want to say good morning to my good friend Roddy Lalman and his daughter Chelsea. Chelsea taught him everything that he knows about scoring, so we're in good hands when she's here. And I'm looking at them just to the left of us here in the commentary box. They seem to have been sponsored by Adidas this morning. 20-1. Thompson is on 4. Patel is on 6. A good delivery by Ali Khan. That is what you want there, Vernon. Just on and about the off stump, moving away. And Ali was able to achieve that in the last over. I think he wants to bring Parnell into action at first slip.
Yes, the insertion of that first slip, the wind is actually coming straight at him, and gives him the opportunity now to control the ball a bit better, and he can move it away from the batsman, and I think that's the reason for that first slip he being inserted here to exercise a little bit of pressure on the batsman.
Well, let's put things into perspective in terms of the two-pace nature of the track early on in the day. You saw the bounce that Badri got. You look at the last delivery ball by Ali Khan. It's a bit short, just back of a length, and never got up. Again, look at it. Normally, Ali will get that to bounce a lot higher. And so that explains, and that is empirical evidence on what the pitch has on offer early in the day.
Yes, definitely. With the kind of effort Ali had put in to that last ball, just getting up the waist height, normally that would have gone at least chest height through to the keeper. So maybe not only the two-pace nature, but at either end we may be having different kinds of surfaces.
Good delivery, pacey delivery, swaying out of the line on that occasion. There is Thompson.
Yeah, Ali seemed to have bent a little bit more, put a little bit more effort into that one, got up a little bit closer to chest height. But he needed to put that extra effort in.
And he leans forward now, runs away from us. Again, getting excited by what the result of the previous delivery, and getting a bit carried away, as fast bowlers do at times. I'm sure you got carried away in your time.
With age and experience comes wisdom, my friend.
You took your time to give that measured response.
Well, I know what will happen with the young man. He would realize that all this effort and energy he has, if it's not channeled properly, it will go to waste, as that last ball did.
That is what he wants. A brilliant delivery by Ali Khan. And I think that Zishan Qureshi should probably look to put the extra pressure on the batsman. But given the fact that Ali has been a bit erratic as well, he has the ability to produce those wicket-taking deliveries, but he has not been consistent this morning. One feels it for him, and that one speeds away into the fence for 4. 25-1 at the end of over number 4.
Yes, Vidnod, and we spoke 3 balls ago about that first slip coming into play. Maybe a compensation could have been the classic slip and a half. a wider first slip, somewhere between first second slip, where that would have been gobbled up pretty easily.
Or at least the fly slip in position because of the pace that he is coming at. So you can probably cover a third man to an extent, and you're there in a catching position as battery continues from the book character end. I want to say good morning and thanks a lot to Jison Korishi, the owner of Exquisite Boca, for being one of the major sponsors of this tournament. Good morning, and to him, of course, he's leading the All Stars team as well. 25 for 1.
We see Badri drifting onto the pads there and just tucked away for a single. Yeah, and we keep forgetting from time to time, we know that competitions of this nature isn't possible without consistent support from the business community.
This is Badri again. He's struck on the pad, probably just pitching outside the leg stump before it spun back. And I think he has been struck in a very sensitive area there, Fernand.
Safety first, and he had protection for that.
Here he comes again, and a big wild swing there by Thompson. And he fails to make contact. In fact, he's bowled him as easy as that.
My God.
What did I miss there, Fernand?
I have no idea.
That
I thought the
happened
wicketkeeper took the bails off.
Another googly that crashed into the stump. Samuel Badri should turn to be... I think he should start bowling off spin. He has gotten all the wickets with googlies in this tournament. What a delivery. Held it back a bit, though. The batsman was through the shot before the ball reached him, and it cannoned into the stumps. 26 for 2. Bora is the new batsman. And we have Kirk Thompson also in here with us this morning. Kirk, you particularly enjoyed that dismissal.
Yeah, definitely. That was a beautiful delivery from Badri. You know, I would agree with you. He should turn to off swing because he normally skids the ball on stump to stump, and usually batsmen are looking to play it straight. So whenever the googly comes and it gets a bit of spin, it's always give guys a bit of tizzy. Remember the World Cup when he blew away Warner stump with that exact same delivery after giving him 3 straight arm balls. So I'm saying Badri is very skilled at what he does.
Very intelligent bowler. He's enjoyed this US Open. Comes in and bowls, and tentatively forward goes Bora. You can see Bora going forward as if, I'm not sure what this guy is going to do. He's getting some help from Patel, the non-strikers, and Patel is trying to tell him what Badri is trying to achieve. Here is Badri again. He's bowling! A beautiful delivery. Samuel Badri's bowling bombs here this morning.
And that one looked like the leg break, wasn't it?
That was the leg break. He finally got a wicket with the leg break. It must have been playing on the mind of Bora that Samuel Badri was producing these wicket-taking googlies, and I think he played for one, and it just didn't materialize. So the third wicket has fallen this morning, 26 for 3. Samuel Badri has 3 for 10. The man from Kanhai Road, North Barpaw, is starring here at the Central Broad Regional Park in Lauderhill. I think even Vernon would have played a better shot than that.
I know Central Barrackpore pretty well, and yes, that was a brilliant ball. Anybody from that region would be proud of it. And Vinod, going back to that sentiment you made earlier on, Badri seemed to be getting that extra bit of confidence. He's riding high on that 6-wicket haul recently, and he is bowling brilliantly here, hitting the stump again and again and again.
$26 for 3. Patel comes in to join his namesake. We had Emirates from Trinidad and Tobago, the Guyana Amazon Warriors player, is going to take up the attack now from the southern end.
Ria didn't have too memorable a last game.
He comes in, and that's a good delivery from Emrit, sneaking back into Patel, and he just comes forward. Mitul Patel, on that occasion, the opener. He's still there, Mitul. I think he has gotten the best view in the house to see the work of Samuel Badri. And Pati Patel, the other batter at the non-strikers end. Outside the off stump and too short. Given the room, and Mitul just plays it down to the ever alert Rajesh Sharma.
Emmett looks a lot more at ease in this spell. It's only 2 balls old, but viewing from his last outing there to this spell, he seemed a little more settled. Again, maybe the wind the last time was across the ground, pretty stiff. This one is straight up and down the ground. He's bowling into the breeze here, so allows him a little more control.
Again, too short, and Pati Patel plays this down to a wide third man for 1, 28 for 3. Emirates bowling a bit too short. He's not getting the sort of response from this track. Remember, it's a bit soft, but give it a little while and it'll dry off. There's a very stiff breeze, a very stiff wind. And the funny thing, Vernon, if you look at it, the wind is blowing from the opposite direction today. Normally it comes from the east to the west. It's actually blowing from the west to the east. Look at the flags.
That's right. And if you look overhead as well, you see the clouds starting to gather. All those
Well, I
sound.
think I miss your weather report. Could you give us that again?
What we expect happening after lunch is that it's going to continually build, and around 2-3 o'clock we expect that you would have scattered showers and possible thunder showers at that time. So
Well, I heard somewhere, I think this morning I was having a discussion with Zishon Qureshi, and he was telling me that it has been downgraded from a thunderstorm to just scattered showers. So I know you're very up to date with the weather. You remind me so much of a guy called Robin Mirage, who was a weatherman in Trinidad and Tobago, who once forgot that the mics were still switched on and had some choice words for residents of Trinidad and Tobago, as this delivery balloons over the batsman. Just too slow. He was through the shot before that delivery came to him. It was as if he had gone to the bakery to get bread, but it was still in the oven.
yeah, but Emirates, as you had pointed out earlier, dropping a bit too short, and therefore not really troubling the batsman too much with respect to what he's doing out there. He needs to push it up a little bit closer to the batsman.
Well, that's the end of the power play. 29 for 3. Samuel Badji is going to bowl out. I don't think Zishon Qureshi could rip the ball away from him at the moment. 2 wickets in the last over and 3 in all. So he's going to continue. Samuel Badri, the leg spinner from Trinidad and Tobago and the West Indies. That delivery is tossed up tantalizingly. Kirk Thompson would have been anxious. He would have been licking his chops, as he does when he goes to Oistins to get fish on a Friday night.
Of course, as you know, Oistins is a place to be when you're in Barbados. Get all your different choices of fish, even the flying fish that we took away from Trinidad.
Well, you know, it's wonderful that you can be in Tobago and enjoy the flying in Barbados and enjoy Tobago's flying fish.
It's true. You enjoy quite a lot of things from Trinidad. We do indeed.
Yeah, it's Badri again. He bowls and just rightfully forward, and Mitul Patel is playing in the approved manner at the moment. 3 wickets down. It's getting pretty overcast
I
at
have
the
a
moment.
different question to ask. What do you think is a good target to set USA All-Stars on this track?
He's bowled him. Oh, has he? No, that one the googly, it bounced and just bounced over the stumps. I think I was blindsided there by Jasker and Malotra, and still 3 for 30. I thought the question you were going to ask me, Thompson, is how much you think Barbados owes Trinidad and Tobago for the flying fish coming out of Tobago.
Oh boy.
But I think it's very difficult. You have to, and loud appeal for leg before again. You have to be very aware of the fact that the track is still a bit slow. So if they are bowl out early, the US All-Stars will also have to bat on the track with some moisture in it as well. But I think it's to really trouble this team here, you need about 175. And I can't see where you're going to get that. Probably have to cross the road and go to Walmart and buy some runs. Yeah, it's 31 for 1. And it's the end of Samuel Badri's spell, is it? Yes, it is. A good spell again by Samuel Badri, 3 for 11 of 4 overs. And at the end of 7, it's 31 for 3. More thoughts from Vernon Dowlat.
Yes, Badri has been bowled out there. Normally used that way in international cricket. Wicket to wicket, keeps the run down, get wickets. He has proven that he's the man for the job, at least this morning here. And you can see that confidence returning to him.
Well,
you can see that he is eager.
Well, he's a former Naparima College student, Samuel Badri, and sitting right next to me is another Naparima College student, Vernon Dowlat. The principal of Naparima College, Michael Dowlat, has been on commentary with us. And if you look on the bench out there, you can see another Naparima College student. He's the 12th man or the 13th man, and that's the Trinidad and Tobago national 15 fast bowler, Liam.
Yeah, and we see Emirates continuing to bowl. That one was again short from Emirates, raising, and I think it struck the batsman Patel on the hand somewhere.
I think I can see Emirates ploy here. I'm going short to these batsmen because honestly, you say they look very, 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 very slow. The bat speed looks very slow because Emirates is not at all by any means the quickest bowler you ever face go wrong, but these guys' bat speed is extremely slow. So if I can just dig it into the pitch and force them to pull, knowing that their bat speed is slow, I may get a top edge or I may just swing and a miss and a swing and a miss. And that seems to be the plan from Emmerich. Might be a smart plan.
Getting into his wicket and is clipping around the corner. Single there. Tommy Tool. Patti Patel comes in now to strike. He is on 3. 33 for 3. All the threes.
I would like to see Tigers at least get up to 150, 160. Let's make this game interesting.
Well, I think at the moment they're struggling, but they just need to work through this period. Emirates bowls and right forward comes Patel, plays it back along the track to him. It's always difficult in a T20 game to rebuild an innings because of the fact that by the time you blink, 3-4 overs out of the way. I remember another former Naparima College student, Darren Ganga, captain in Trinidad and Tobago, through that very successful, that purple patch in terms of their success at T20 cricket. And you're quite right, Thompson, that last delivery vindicates your point. And Darren Ganga said the success of his Red Force team was based on the fact that when they were in the field, he used to chop and change the bowlers so quickly that 4 or 5 overs will slip past you before you can even think, because every new bowler comes in, you want to adjust. And it worked. So they're in a situation, a catch-22 situation, really, as he comes forward now and plays this one away. I was startled there. Just now, I thought something fell on my shoulder. I think we need to have security guards man the doors here at the commentary booth. 34 for 3.
I can understand your point there with what Darren Ganga did, because I mean, in T20 games, when you have a team meetings, and I can tell you this from experience, even at the senior level, there are always the particular 1 or 2 bowlers you're looking to target. Who you're going to get your runs off of? who you're gonna let bowl out. I remember playing against Guyana when the Ryan was playing. The deal was letting the Ryan bowl his 4 overs for 12 or 15 and go after everybody else. If he doesn't get a wicket, it doesn't set the team back at all. So I think in Tiger's position right now, they just need to pick which bowler, because Badri's out now. Which bowler can they target? And look, I just see Zishan comes into bowl. And me as a batsman, I'm saying I'm looking to target him. I'm looking to say I won't go out and take 20 off his over, but I'll take 15 or 10. The captain might give him another over. And then when the captain gives another, I want to take 25 or 30, and then I build by the innings from there.
Yes, well, let's see how it goes. He's going to bowl from the far end. And yesterday, we saw the drift that Akil Hussein got bowling from that end, but the wind is blowing in an opposite direction. Zishan Qureshi, a bit too straight. It's worked away down to backward square, where Singh is there, and there is only 1 run, 35 for 3. Well, that's good thinking. That's that's what they call planning an innings. This is swept away around the corner. It's going to go fine. And the outfield seems a bit heavy as well, and they're going to come back for 2.
At this point in time now, after taking there's 3 runs off for the first 2 balls, I would purposely block the next 2 and see if I can get the last 2 deliveries for 4 or 6. The captain may think to give him another over again.
Well, he's actually the captain, Kirk.
That's even better.
And he has gotten some wickets. And there goes Milton. He should know better than that. The groundsman here takes his time as if he's walking in Kingston, Jamaica, to get some jerk chicken. And he's just walking and forget about the cricket. I have to reach from one point to the next.
He was probably absent-minded about just crossing the screen there. Oh, it's just cricket.
Outside the off stump, and there's an appeal for stumping. Not out, says the umpire. And I'm hearing noise in the commentary box. One gentleman who is a Guyanese by birth is suggesting that it's a typical Caribbean laid-back thing. I want to agree with him because he reached 1 hour late this morning. 37 for 3. Here's Qureshi again. This one drifts in and is pushed away to Parnell at cover.
The thing about planning the innings, though, is that it's great if you don't lose wickets. But when you lose 3 wickets in, you got to be a little bit more, you don't know what the thinking of the team would have been through the middle overs, where you're depending on these batsmen to be in there at a certain score point. So to adjust your strike rate or whatever instantaneously might not necessarily be in the best.
Well, not a bad start by Qureshi. He has conceded just the 4 runs. He comes in on bowls, and this is played uppishly and looking to attack it was Ali Khan. He missed, and the ball not really going far. The outfield seems to be a bit heavy this morning as well. So it's the end of a good over there from Qureshi. He didn't get any wickets, but he wasn't taken across the park. At least he kept it tight, just 4 runs, and at the end of over number 9, the Tigers, they're not roaring. They're 38 for 3. They remind me so much of fishermen from a certain island.
I wonder what island that would be.
Who makes a journey south, and they're very, very quiet. They don't want to be spotted. While they get their fare that they take to Oystons in Barbados.
The biggest tourist spot in Barbados.
Yes.
I mean, back to the point that you were making before. I can understand you mean your top batsman may go early, but 2 balls out of the over just now. I'm not a critic that Zishan ball. He wasn't looking to score. He was tentatively putting forward, and 2 of those balls were sharp, and the last ball was short and wide, and he just pushed it out. That was a ball he could have slashed that, go over point, or come and look for 4. These guys need to still have some intent.
This is Emmerton. That's a good delivery.
Yes, and
he understands that he's having issues, and how could the umpire signal that's one
One for the over.
for the over. I thought that passed the batsman just
That's
over the
always-
elbow,
it's
and it
true.
was on his way up, like that plane in the background,
And that's the same thing.
which is
See-
on its way down.
Same thing before I spoke about. Emery understands his game. These guys don't seem to have a very quick back speed. So he's going to keep digging the ball in short. The more dot balls I bowl, the more pressure they're under. But that's a beautiful cricket shot played back in the way and just slashing it over point. So I want to see if Emery is going to adjust his plan now, because I was actually thinking, how long is Moni Patel and Patti Patel going to allow Emery to do this?
Well, Patti Patel struck that one away for 4. He was trying that shot, and Emirates is asking now for protection on the cover boundary. And let's see if Qureshi gives in to that request. I don't think he will. But Patel has been trying that shot on so many occasions. You know, as I say, you know, when the fishermen go to Tobago, they normally don't catch, but sometimes they do. As here is Emirates again. Same mode of operation, and it goes down to a deep mid wicket. Hamza Tariq is there, and that's a single. 43 for 3.
But
US
if you-
All Stars well on top.
Yeah, but if you go to the well consistently, you will be found out, and clearly Emirates been employing this basic mode of attack consistently. They have grown accustomed to it, and now there he goes again, short.
But that was a
And-
slow delivery, and he tucked him up for space, room. He was able to push it away. And good thinking, good analysis as well by Thompson. His team is out of the tournament, but he's still in. Patel is on 10, and that's Patti Patel. And this delivery just eludes Parnell at gully. Down to a wide third man for 1. Emirates is not very happy with his field.
No, and honestly, looking at the two batsmen, I'm saying if I was batting there, the mid off is in the circle. He's going short. I'm going to bat on leg stump, and every time he bowls short, I'm going over mid off until he puts it back on the boundary. So let's see if these guys are really thinking the cricket or watching to see what's going on.
This time it takes the top edge, and this is what happens. Malhotra is struggling, but he takes the catch, and he's on his way. 44 for 4. Munil Patel goes for 12 of 25 deliveries. And again, Riyad Emirates continuing to search for that forward stroke. And he did find at the top edge. That one skied into the air. It came down into the warm gloves of Jasker and Malhotra. And the 4 wickets down, it's now a 44 for the loss of 4.
No, this is what I'm going to say. In T20 cricket, dot balls always build pressure. So if you know you're struggling, rotate the strike, get off the strike. The more you rotate the strike, the more frustrated the bowler is going to get, because no one likes batsmen who rotate the strike. Because then when the bad ball comes down and I put it away, the score keeps going up and up. And I'm honestly saying from here, I'm thinking the Tigers should be good enough to get another 100 runs in 10 overs. I mean, it's a bit of an oversight, but I'm thinking you just need one guy who really understands the game to come to the crease and just take it over.
You know, your analysis tells me that you understand this game well, Kirk. It's unbelievable that your team got knocked out.
Yeah, you know, that wasn't no fault to my own. I mean, just to be very clear.
Yeah, but you were drawn into a false stroke.
Yes. Well, actually, you know, in the last game I got run out. I couldn't believe I got run out.
Neither could the other 2 guys who got run out with you.
It's true. And I mean, I sat down in the dugout and I was thinking, you know, I made a plan, just like you guys said, we made a plan. In the first 5 overs, I'm just going to take it easy. The score was 30 without losing 5. And the spinners were coming on, which is who I like to get at. I honestly like to get at the spin bowlers because the grounds aren't massive. And I'm a fairly big dude, so when I hit them, they stay hit.
So you prefer the spinners?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
I love to just work around in the power play.
So do you run away from fast bowlers?
No. I play smart with fast bowlers. Running away is a bold statement. Play smart. I'm going to rotate the strike, and if you give me a half volley, it's going to go. But the spinners now, like these tossed up deliveries that I'm seeing from Croatia, I'm definitely coming down the track over long on for 6 with those without hesitation.
Well, there's a risk, an element of risk in doing that as well, because what I see Croatia is trying to do is to dart the ball into the leg stumps. And if you go down and you leave any gap there, then he could be out stumped.
Yes, but
that's a better delivery by Croatia.
Sure.
Just a middle and off and played back on the offside. The score 46-4. You're making a point.
Sorry. The thing with him darting the ball into the leg stump as a right hander, I'm a left hander. He's going to dart the ball into the pads, so if I miss it, hits the pads. I'm in no danger at all. Good cricket shot. Good cricket shot. Tech 4. I mean, that again is another beautifully played cricket shot. And I mean, this is the point I'm making. You have to look to rotate the strike. You cannot allow these guys to bowl too many dot balls. So he's coming up again, and let's see what his plan is. Oh, yeah. That one is beautifully bowled. That's darted outside the off stump, and the batsman was looking to come down, but couldn't get a good connection, and he just plays it back to Croatia.
Well, there's a young man on the sweeper's position at cover, and he has a striking resemblance to me. 48-4. That delivery goes through to the wicketkeeper, and Malucha has done a good job in terms of keeping wickets. The USA national wicketkeeper.
I mean, also, I had a conversation with the Barbados Cricket Association about next year's tournament. Definitely sending the Barbados All-Star side over here.
Well, I think that'll be wonderful, Barbadians. I always say that Barbados is a mecca of cricket in the Caribbean. And when Barbados cricket is strong, West Indies cricket is strong.
I couldn't agree with you more there, Vinod. But you got to be careful when you start to own people that you're not sure of, and you're
no, but I'm a
international
Barbadian.
TV. No, it's not the Barbadian I'm talking
a Barbadian,
about. I'm not talking about the Barbadian. I'm talking about somebody strikingly resembling you.
Oh, okay. Cheese or bread. 48-4. This is Rajesh Sharma, who has been having a whale of a time during this tournament, not on the field, but off the field. He's continuing the attack from the southern end. And 49-4 at the moment. Oh. Tell him to do it.
My very, very good friend Sharma.
Sharma.
Definitely had a great time with him last night at the bar.
You were called to the bar?
Definitely.
I want to say congratulations to a very dear friend of mine. And sometimes they say that he's part of my family. This time he's out court, and Sharma brings the joy from off the field onto the field this morning. 49-5. And he takes the catch. Hamza Tariq takes the catch down there at a deep mid wicket. And that's the 5th wicket to fall. Here is Sharma. He's explaining to these guys what exactly he had last night. This one is into the hands of Hamza Tariq. And I remember Sharma telling me last night, my career is over. I said, 2 bad bowling spells and your career is over. But he's out to prove differently here this morning. 49-5. That is it. Look at him, just hanging it in the air and looking to go downtown. And as I said before, that one, once you put it on that direction, in that direction of the field, it's going to hang like clothes on a line. And it was collected there by that man, Hamza Tariq. So 5 wickets down, and young Thompson is fixing his midsection as this delivery is played away. You must have enjoyed Christmas, Thompson.
Yes, that's the truth. Actually, last year Christmas I was in Australia. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I probably had too much ham and turkey,
Oh, man.
Then
but there's evidence of that.
Yeah. Then coming back into the tournament, I was the coach came to me and said, Thompson, you put on about 20 or 30 pounds extra. I said,
you hit the ball a mile, so I think your coach would be very happy with that.
Yeah, but fitness is still a very important part of cricket, so I'm continually working to get it done. So this Christmas, I won't be having any ham or turkey. I'll be having water and the treadmill.
Good, wonderful. So Singh, I actually missed that one. He was probably thinking something else because he picked it up very late. And Sharma is the bowler. He's not happy. But Singh was with him last night, so they can sort their business out. Desai is the new batsman. Patel is there as well. And the score is 52 for 5. Here he comes, he bowls, and Parnell fields as in the return. And this is going to go for 4 extras.
All that helps the Tigers. All of that helps the Tigers. I mean, I rate Sharma. Sharma seems to know what he's doing. Very good bowler. But there's a pretty good point that I've been noticing in T20 cricket recently. The good batsmen who score consistent runs in T20 cricket hit the ball down the ground. Even Chris Gayle, even though guys like to say, he's a slugger, on most of the shots I see when he starts his innings, he hits the ball straight and down the ground. I think that's something that we need to implement. It's not all about slugging. Rotate the strike, hit the ball down the ground, and then as the game go on, it will get easier. I hate to see the batsman now just coming in and slugging straight to the leg side from ball 1.
Yes, like if you play straight, you also eliminate the chance of getting out whilst keeping the scoreboard ticking. This one is outside the off stump, driven through the covers. Tumbling attempt at a save down there by Singh. It's going to go into the boundary for 4. Sharma is not happy with that. He shakes his head and walks away, takes his cap from the umpire. 60 for 5. And that's the latest score here at the Central Broad Regional Park. And we are in over number 12.
Yes, that over just now costing some 11 runs, but Sharma getting a wicket. So I don't think the USA All-Stars will mind that at all. I'm thinking, if I'm Tigers in the last 8 overs, I want to score 80 runs at least. So I'm praying for a miracle. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely praying for a miracle now because it seems like Tigers aren't really comprehending what they need to do to keep the scoreboard ticking over.
So you're praying for a miracle. I have better things to pray for. I want to pray for the health of the players and for the longevity of this tournament.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I mean, honestly, my first time here at the USA Open, I remember when I was contacted, I spoke to a few of the players, the Bravos, the Pollers, the Leonard. This is a very good tournament. It brings a lot of different cultures together, stars together from around the world. Trust me, being here has been a brilliant experience. I mean, from the hotel food to the on-field umpiring and hanging with your friends and playing cricket, it's been a lovely experience.
Yes, and I know you're an expert at what goes on the palate. 61 for 5. Qureshi making a field adjustment. As here is the left-hand orthodox spinner. This is worked away down to a straightish mid-on for 1. The score 62 for 5. Qureshi, none for 9. I know you said that you wanted to attack his bowling, but give him credit. He has
definitely
kept things tight.
He's kept things tight, and I would say this goes down to what the Tigers' planning was. I mean, let's do some analyzation of my guy, Qureshi.
Qureshi. I don't think he's playing today.
I mean, so far he's looked to dart the ball into the pads, and I mean I haven't seen any of these guys look to use the feet, move around the crease, try to put him off.
A lot of people like before, and I tell you something, I would love to see the replay on that one. I thought for a moment that the batsman had gotten outside the line of the off stump. I'm not too sure. Loud appeal for leg before, and let's have a look at that. Well, that was a bit too quick. That was not a slow-mo. That was a fast-mo.
So, I mean, he's done a good job. He's done a very good job so far. I just need the Tigers batsman to really adjust.
There goes the bat. Well, the umpires call wide because the ball was outside the leg stump. The bat also went outside the leg stump. So if you're punishing me as a bowler for bowling one wide, the batsman lost the bat down the leg side as well. What are you going to do to him? Here is Qureshi again. He comes in. That's a good delivery. And right smile on his face. 65 for 5. This is over number 13 in progress. I want to welcome Leonard, Dr. the Honorable Archiba.
Thank you, Vinod. We're into our third quarterfinal with the News California Bears. And Atlanta Griffin has already made it to the last 4. And we're just waiting on a couple of games to be played back-to-back. One in progress here is U.S. All-Stars. U.S. All-Stars have won the U.S. Open already, one time in the bag, and they're taking on Tampa Tigers, who have done exceedingly well. And Vinod, when it comes to the animal names in tournament, we've got to differentiate the many tigers you've always seen in tournaments and the many lions. Tampa Tigers is certainly different from Bengal Tigers, for example.
Yes, and the tiger from Guyana, Shivnarine Chandapal.
Yeah, it appears just like nationalities. You're Trinidadian, I'm Guyanese. Even the animal have some sort of identity.
Yes. The Jaguars.
Guyana Jaguars, and I'm pretty sure that, I don't know if Trinidad has Jaguars.
Well, we do have Jaguars, but they use the road. And there's this young man, the national under-15 fast bowler from Trinidad and Tobago. His first name is Liam, and I'll give you I'm giving you a chance to make a guess as to his surname.
Well, I would think his name is Liam M. And I've seen some bit of publicity about the youngster.
Yes.
Very talented batsman, good left-hander. And Trinidad has always produced some top-stroke player, one of which, of course, Brian Lara, the same manner and mold in which he bats. So, wish him best of luck.
He could handle himself with the bat, but he actually opened the bowling for Trinidad in the regional under 15 tournament this year. He's an opening fast bowler.
Oh, good,
And,
yeah.
He could handle himself with the bat as well, but he's been coming to US Open. He came last year as well with the All-Stars. This one is going to go all the way. That's the first 6 of the innings. 73 for 5, Lenny, and that Sharma overpitching on that occasion.
Yes, Tampa Tigers, they're not going to go out without a fight, and wasn't here for the toss, Vinod. Tigers won on bat?
No, All-Stars won the toss and inserted them to bat. And where is my good friend Mr. Desai? Where is he going?
So another wicket falls here. Tampa Tigers, they're reeling here at 73 for 6. A bit of suicidal run there if batsman just pushing the ball to the offside. And sometimes it's not how quick you are between the wickets. You've got to communicate well. No communication. In fact, the non-striker wasn't bent on running at all. 73 for 6.
Well, I'll tell you something. Give that wicket to Jaskaran Malhotra. Poor Jaskaran was sprawling to collect that delivery and get it back to the stumps because Hamza Tariq decided to stretch the big man. I know he's telling him, could you next time put it a little closer in? At the moment, the score is 73 for 6. Desai leaves the arena for 17. And Kazamula comes in. Lenny, you have such great knowledge of these domestic players here. I don't know. How good is Patel?
Well, to be honest, I'm not too sure with this Patel. I'm not too sure with this Patel, but I haven't seen him, or maybe I don't know him in this tournament. But generally, the Patel, I got to tell you about the Patels, though. Generally, Patels love their cricket.
Yes.
And don't know if you heard the story of 11 Patels on one cricket team. None of them related.
None related.
And in fact, we did a tournament in New York and called the Independence Cup July 4th weekend in the New York City area, and surprisingly there were 10 Patel. There were 10 Patel on the team, and one guy by the name of Ravi Singh. So he broke the broke the take. But so at the match toss, I was telling them, "Are you playing only 10 today and leave Ravi Singh out?" They said, "No, we can't do that." So. Yeah, it always comes up.
I remember as a young journalist in Trinidad and Tobago, there was a Broadway final, and those of you who followed cricket in Trinidad many years ago would know what I'm speaking about. A 30-over tournament, the Broadway evening tournament. That was before the advent of the 2020. And at Cole Clark Road United, they were in the finals against Wanderers. And that call, as a young journalist, the finals, I was writing the preview for the finals on the Trinidad Guardian. And I said, look, I'm calling to get the names of the players. And then they started to give me the names. One was Baldat, the other was Chanardat, the third was Prabhudat, then Dasrat, then Rampat. And I stopped the guy on the phone. I said, bleep that. Because I thought he was having fun at my expense, But this time the guy was dead serious.
Yeah, sure. There's always funny stories to go along with the beautiful game of cricket. I recall yesterday when Ahmad Rana, my co-commentator, yesterday we saw the cheerleaders around the ground.
That gets him very excited.
Yeah, sure. They were having fun. They were on live TV, and I told them, where the girls are, be careful how you describe cricket field, and don't say fine leg and long leg and wide fine leg here, because they may not understand what you're saying.
Yes, and they may well get offended, as you have to be very careful these days, and no disrespect to the ladies. Of course, they have brought so much to cricket. I just covered the World T20, and the ladies brought us so much joy. But you have to be careful. I understand that, Lenny. I totally understand that. I will never speak about the deep gully and so forth where that is concerned. But it's a fielding position.
Yeah, it is a fielding position. Also, when you're playing ladies cricket, one umpire told me one time that cricketers have a way of, as a bowler, you want to tell the umpire, and this is male cricket, if you're playing male cricket and as a bowler you want to ask the umpire sometimes how many balls I have remaining. So, you've got to be careful with asking questions sometimes. 81 for 6.
In the midst of all of that, there goes a boundary through the offside. Lenny, take a stand. Take a stand, Lenny. 81 for 6 after 15 overs. Leonard Archibald.
Yeah, it would have been surprising. It would have been surprising a girl asking the umpire the same question. So Wayne Parnell has apparently given the ball here, and Wayne Parnell seems to be playing as a number 4 specialist batsman in this team.
Yes, he's yet to be dismissed. 68 not out, 117 not out. And he's coming in as sometimes a fourth change bowler. And he's not doing a bad job, you will see. Just outside the off stump, and it goes by. And he has this deceptive pace. I keep on speaking about that because I was in Barbados covering the CPL when I saw Wayne Parnell from a few steps broke the arm of Brendan McCullum.
Yeah, he's been around South African cricket for some time, and now he plies his trade. One of the things of T20 cricket is really given sort of like quote-unquote new life to certain players, Parnell being one of them.
Yes, and now he has changed his religion as well. He's now known as Wayne Walid Parnell. He has accepted Islam. Very close friends with Hashim Amla.
Yeah, just coming back to what T20 has really sprung life to many cricketers who probably, had it not been for T20, would have been history.
Yes, and I can firmly say Parnell has 3 balls in this over again.
So 81 for 6, Tampa Tiger. That's a good-looking shot, good deflection, and just guiding the ball using the pace of Wayne Parnell to go away. It's 85 for 6.
Kazamula, he's on 7. Patel, 23 of 35. And whilst one may say that Patel has been a bit pedestrian in the T20 terms, he's still there, and 85 runs are on the board. They've lost 6 wickets, and if he can stay there until the end, they can probably look to get up to around 120 and make a fist of it.
Oh, ball them. So Wayne Parnell, one on the wicket, and Kazamula trying to make room on the onside, trying to go through the offside. Doesn't go well. and he loses his stump. It's 85 for 7.
Well, the U.S. All Stars, I think they're far superior than the Tigers, and they went into this game as massive favorites to win it. I think that what they may well want to do, though, is to try and win this encounter quickly so that they can get a proper rest, having to come back later on for the semi-final clash.
Yes, Vinod, U.S. All Stars will be really keen to do well, if not to win this tournament. A couple of teams are already putting their hands up to do well. Somerset Cavaliers is in there, California Bears, and Atlanta Griffin already booking a trip to the semi-final. So 85 for 7 here. And Tampa Tigers, they're taking on U.S. All Stars. And Parnell will come into both to the new batsman. Kumuju.
Kumuju. What's the meaning of that?
I wouldn't know. It's when you're into this business, you come across some interesting name. And the Sri Lankans are the challenging one.
Yes. At the end of 16, the score 85 for 7. How could you say that? The Silva, Russell.
Yeah, the names like Jayasuriya was never going to be an easy name, hadn't we heard it so many times from commentator. There we go.
Well,
the
at
Silva.
least something is sawing this morning because the run rate is not. And there you look at that lovely photo captured by our cameraman, Nigel Jawahir.
Yeah, that
one
may
of the
be.
best in the business.
That looks like one of those little private jet,
Yes, probably
14-seater.
probably belongs to Ahmed Rana.
No, well, he took a car today, so maybe later on he's that jet is gonna pick him up.
That could be Ahmed Rana himself there, because he had about 12 energy drinks yesterday.
Yeah, the reason he has a fast car, but we came here quite slowly.
Well, we have been admonished by Vernon Dowlat, who's an expert in aeronautical engineering, and he's telling us that's a propeller, not a jet. So then it fits in nicely with Ahmed Rana.
Yeah, well, I guess let's go back to cricket. At least we know a little bit about that. Ball hammered into the onside. And Tampa Tigers should have considered the U.S. Open this year as a good accomplishment. They've made the quarterfinal. 24 teams was at the starting line on Wednesday morning. And we're now down to the last 10 or so.
87 for 7, and the last spell, 4 overs, none for 12, Jisong Qureshi, and he continues to bowl well in this tournament. This delivery creeps along the ground, and it's down to third man for 4. Squeezed away, Singh, Pargat Singh is bowling from the Boca Raton end, 91 for 7.
So the next quarterfinal will see Scorpions, and that's the Florida Scorpions. They'll come up against defending champions Somerset Cavaliers, and that game will happen immediately after this one here. And if you want to be kept up to date as to the other two semi-finalists from last night, who've made the last 4, is California Bears. That's the Sunil Narayan and company team. And of course, Griffin also winning last night, the Atlanta Griffin, by defeating Yankee Royals in what our experts tells us was a one-sided affair. So Vinod, we're down to the business end. Today's the business day here at the Central Broward Regional Park.
And we haven't really seen any upsets, Lenny. So all the big teams are heading towards the business end of the tournament.
Yeah, you're right on that. The results have been quite predictable. And maybe Ahmed Rana has all his choices, and he's made some good calls on some of the games, and so far so good.
Yes, he has been predicting a number of things, and they have been coming true.
Yeah, Faisal was telling him that he's in the wrong thing. He's doing the wrong gig.
So I think the only one he got wrong is when he predicted that Faisal likes him. I think he got that wrong. 92 for 7. Faisal, I want to say good morning. Well, I want to say good morning to Shah Faisal, and he forced me to do overtime this morning. I think the commentators conspired against me this morning.
You had an early one last night.
Yes.
Around the park.
All three of them
Well, I
came
have
in late, so I'm gonna get back at them, definitely. I've started with Lenny. He's sitting there, and he will not be able to move. They'll have to bring the bathrooms to him today. And so too Shah Faisal. Let this innings finish. You would see. 93 now for 7.
Well, I was delayed by Seaman who showed up late.
Oh, you didn't see that? You didn't see that?
Didn't see that coming.
No, he loves a good sleep. You know, honestly, at breakfast this morning at the hotel, the Sheraton Suites, and congratulations to Cricket Council USA for negotiating a sweet hand deal for all cricket teams to stay there. Someone remarked to me that the guy with the convertible, and that is Suits, they call him Suits, Ahmed Suits Rana, he seems to love a good sleep. He
Well, I
said, Mr.
think-
Mamchan, are you going to do commentary? I said, yes. He said, well, one man will be short today. I said, who's that? I said, I know Lenny's a short guy. He said, no. In terms of not showing up, it will be the guy called Suits.
Yeah, I think that's what delayed him. This one is paddled away. That's a good-looking shot. It's gone all the way, so very improvised. Good-looking shot here from Komuju.
Well, Parnell on that occasion just drifting down the leg side, and he has to be aware of that. He brought the fine leg up into the circle, and Komuju was very aware of that, and he just paddle sweep over the field down to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, yesterday we were making the point that in modern day, especially T20 cricket, there's nowhere to hide. I'm pretty sure.
To 6, sorry, Lenny.
I'm pretty sure, Vinod, when you played, you asked the captain that you can go and hang out at fine leg and third man, get a little bit of the tree shade, get a little drinks from the guys sitting beyond the ropes. But these days, even the third man on fine leg has a lot of work to do because batsmen have found ways to get the ball where the ball usually doesn't go.
Yes, well, I used to ask my captain, as now Parnell sends Mamchan back down to the fine leg boundary, so he's very aware he may well go down that line again. Let's see. Yes, he's looking to try to get him to paddle sweep again, but I think Komojo would have seen that. And it's the end of over number 18. It's 103 for 7. I used to ask my captain, I always tell him I had a neat handwriting in school. Could I go and score? 2 overs to go. Lenny, your prediction of a final score. Not for once am I suggesting you're as good as Rana in terms of seeing.
118, 115, 115, 118 could be a target, a good targeted score here.
So 115 to 118. Shah Faisal will give you an opportunity as well. What do you think could be a good score?
I think whatever they make won't be enough with the all-star lineup.
You're being political, Shah. Give me a score, Shah. Loud appeal there from Pargat Singh. Might have been struck just outside the off stump. So
150 should be a good score, which they're not going to reach.
what do you think they would reach?
125.
125 says Shah. 118 says my good friend Lenny. And Vernon.
I'd say 118, 120.
Okay, so we have 118. We have 125. I think Lenny's taking note of that, so we'll see who wins the prize. And the prize is you'll get a stint of commentary with Ahmed Rana. So I'm not going to venture. I'm not going to offer a score.
Well, just coming back to my good friend Rana, the problem is he brought 5 suits and that's what was the hold up today. He couldn't decide which one to wear, the off-white or the blue. And that took 20 minutes for him to decide. You know how it goes.
Yes, well, then someone told me he had to press it, and that's an enormous amount of cloth. 106 for 7. One hopes that poor Rana is not listening to this commentary. So Paragat Singh is keeping it tight from the far end, the northern end.
Yeah, so the prediction of the score seems to be in trouble here. We've got 6 balls remaining. All the predictions of 125, 118 could be in jeopardy.
I think it's only fair. It's only fair if we are doing some a poll here in the commentary booth that I offer an estimation of the score, regardless of the prize. So I'm going to say Tigers will get 105.
So Parnell
I've already
has
lost.
been given the last 6 here. It's 106 here by Tampa Tigers and US All-Stars. Oh, it's in the air.
Well, it's running down to the young man. Will he take the catch? In fact, he has spilt it, running in and out of his hands. And the young man running in from long leg, not settling properly. We'd like to see the replay on that one. I don't know that young man. I think that guy plays for Trinidad under 15. I must have seen him around 1 or 2 times.
Yeah, good effort. Got quickly to the ball.
Possibly.
So 107 on the board here. Got about 4 balls remaining. We're still trying to see how this team can get up to 118, our lowest guest score.
Oh,
that's a good ball.
Very good delivery from Panel. And this is what you get with the international players. With the experience, you always see the variety. They're always having you think. You can't rest on your laurels. Patel is still on 37, and one would have thought that Patel would have looked to have gone on a bit, at least over the last 2 or 3 overs, but he has not really, as Kumuju is trying.
Yeah, good bowling here from Parnell. The fast ball heading towards leg stump. That's a good line to bowl. Steer from the batsman's swing zone, and he does well. He keeps it up. Bowl it in the full. Hard to get elevation. So we got a couple of balls remaining here.
Oh, that's a less than impressive attempt there at cover by Singh, and that goes away for 4. So 112 for 7, and someone said 115. Was it Lenny? 115 to 118. Don't shake your head, Lenny. You're well on your way to winning that prize. Here is Panel again, and that's a very good delivery. Panel, he has been chasing. In fact, he's out caught behind. Wayne Panel strikes again, 2 for 20 of 3. Excellent work by the South African. And I think that's the end of the innings. It's the end of the innings, 112 for 7. And good effort by the US All-Stars, winning the toss, bowling first. And one will be looking to see how they go about their victory target of 113. As we await the scoreboard, I think Roddy Lahman will punch that up pretty quickly. And there it comes. Patel, not out, 41. He carried his bat through this innings of 48 deliveries. Bangi, 5. Thompson, Bowl Badri, 8. Bangi was actually Bowl Badri for 5. Bora, Bowl Badri without scoring. Patel caught Malotra, Bowl Emirates, 10. And the other Patel caught Tariq, Bowl Sharma, 2. Desai run out Tariq Hamza for 17. Kazamula, Bowl Panel, 7. Kumuchu was actually caught behind off the bowling of Wayne Parnell for 5, and the final score should read 112 for 8 of 20 overs. Battery 4 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 11. Ali Khan 2 overs, no maiden, none for 14. Emirates 3 overs, no maiden, 1 for 12. Zishan Qureshi 4 overs, no maiden, none for 19. Sharma 2 overs, no maiden, 1 for 19. Wayne Parnell 3 overs, no maidens, that should be 2 for 20. And Paragat Singh 2 overs, no maiden, none for 7. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we see how the US All-Stars approach a victory target of 113. And just to remind our viewers that winning our pole prize this morning is Leonard Archibald.